So let's go.
Good.
Yep.
Ladies and gents, episode number 10 of Courtside Capital. And today we're going to talk about this gentleman. And the topic is confidence. I'm just kidding. So, trash talk and boardroom battles. The art of confidence. I mean, can you learn how to be confident? Can you practice it? Or are you just born with confidence?
I think you get to learn, and
Can you fake it?
of course you can fake it.
Can it work?
It must have worked for lots of people.
No, but either
No, but
you
let's say-
truly, you have to be confident and faking it too.
Yeah, exactly. I think in any case you have to build it up. So, I mean, my story is pretty simple in the sense I think when I was a kid, I wasn't super happy, being social or whatever. It at the very beginning, it was because I didn't see the need. So people would think I'm shy. When what I would call it, I was more
It was too
reserved.
rational.
No, but I was
There was no need. I was
No, but
whatever.
I mean, my teachers would be like, "Oh, he never talks. He has good grades, but he never talks.
And
he
you're
couldn't
like, yeah,
follow
because the questions are silly. Why would I say something?
No, but that's how it was. And then people were saying, "Oh, he's shy. He's going to have issues." And then the first time I actually thought maybe I was shy is when I had to present, or at the young ages, you had to recite poems to the class, and I'm
Do
like,
those plays.
yeah, the plays, and I was like, wait, I'm not very comfortable with this. And then
Let's analyze this. Let's build an
no, but
algorithm.
as a kid, you're just like, I don't like it. And,
Yeah.
But let me get through it. And then as I got older, I also realized like playing sports in basketball, sometimes I would be kind of stressed or like not be able to play fully because I was not comfortable when there was like larger crowds or anything. But when I was on my own or when I was training, practicing, it was okay. And it's only, I think, when I get to Miami, and then you know how Americans are. They just love to talk. And then suddenly it's like, okay, wait, talking is kind of normal. It's like presenting ideas, blah, 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 speaking up, normal. So that's why I think my confidence got built. And then after just like the appreciation for sports and then seeing the full stadiums, it's like I think being in a stadium where there's X many thousand people is almost same as being alone. Whereas if you have an in-between crowd, it can be almost more challenging in a way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. At least for me at that time. But now I'm like comfortable with anything. It's like put me in front of a million people, put me alone.
What's
okay.
the biggest crowd you performed in front of?
I don't know. But I've been in a stadium where there was like I think 60 or 65.
You played?
No, I didn't have much minutes.
But like
Yeah.
where you were on stage, like center.
No. I mean, in that sense, I didn't play. It's like, yeah, you're more on the sideline, just like
No, but I
watching.
mean like in front of people, like business people performing or something.
I would say I think there was a conference in Dubai where there's probably 1,000 people or something.
Okay.
But then they're all focused on you and they're listening.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different. That's yeah.
But I think that's easier for me because now, from that thinking, it's more like, look, they're here to listen to a good story. You have interesting things to say. Just go out
They want to
there.
hear a good story. I got a good story. Done.
So yeah, and it's just like just be yourself at the end of the day. It's like you've gone through things, you can just say
Yeah.
anything and it's going to bring some value to someone. Now, of course, when I go to those things, I get a bit more prepared, so I know what they actually like, I know the themes. But I'm not like a speaker as such. I've done it like receiving an award or something. But now I'm less stressed. So coming back to the question, yes, I think you can build it over time. I think some people are also born with it. But for me, at least, it was like built over time. What about you?
So it's DNA you can be born with, or do you get it from your parents somehow? Like they teach you to be?
I think it's more conditioning, where it's like you see your dad or your mom being
Yeah.
able to speak to everyone, and you're like, oh, that's normal. Like I'm going to speak
Yeah.
to my friends.
I believe that too.
Maybe DNA, maybe there's something that has an inhibition linked
A
to
mutation,
inhibition.
so you just talk?
No, but like you just have different level of whatever gene codes for social inhibition is, lower. So maybe, I don't know.
I love how you said in the US, I feel like in Europe, you work hard, you have success, you build confidence. And the US is you build confidence and then you hope that you're going to do well as well. It's like a little bit. We always,
Mix, yeah.
yeah, we always
Fake it until you make
a little bit
it.
like that's. We see it with people, tennis people that went to college in the U.S.
Yeah.
and then come back. And we're like, oh my God, they're so confident. Like, why are they so confident? They're like really bad and they're so confident. Like, I wish we had that, you know? Like, but with that confidence, they sometimes make it because it just pushes
But
them. And
then,
then all of
yeah.
a sudden, like, that aura is just like, wow, like he's so
Yeah.
maybe he is that good. I don't know. So that's actually funny. In tennis, I think confidence, you see the most confident athletes are the ones that are actually the quietest.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
Because
also in real life, when you think about it, the most confident guys are the quietest.
they're so like when they're on a mission, they walk into a locker room or a player lounge, and you're like, okay,
He knows what he's
he's
getting
he's
into.
gonna win
Yeah.
it. He's going to the final, and no one's gonna stop him
Yeah.
because. And then other times, sometimes they're overly friendly, you're like something's not right.
Yeah.
They're overly shy or something. Something's not right. But normally the ones that are super quiet, determined, and just like, and they walk, and all of a sudden everyone looks at them.
Yeah.
That's when you know, like they're on a mission. That's
Absolutely.
similar in business.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you think about most leaders, they don't need any type of peacocking or whatever. At least when they were at their peaks. Like, they would just drive in the Toyota Prius normal car into the meeting,
Jeff
normally
Bezos,
dressed.
is that Jeff? Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah. He
maybe.
did. He
Yeah,
did. Did
yeah.
drive a Toyota. I think it
Yeah.
was him. Yeah.
And he, yeah, just talk his mind and say whatever he has.
I also feel they don't talk as much.
No, but I think, when you're a decision maker and you have to make major decisions, most of the time you're going to spend listening and thinking. And then you're only going to talk, that 1% of the time you have that sentence to make, or you have to formulate the plan around all what you've heard.
Trash
So
talk. You guys have trash talk sometimes.
I think
Have you ever had trash talk in a meeting, like where you talk to guys
I
and
think
like
with
they
with
start?
lower managers, lower middle management, or let's say smaller companies, it's much easier to rattle an ego with that. Now, when you're part of the big guys,
Were
it
they
never
trying to
happens.
rattle your ego a few times?
Yeah, but I mean, what people tell me is like related to my age or like background or whatever, and I'm like,
Kid, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, and it's like kind of funny because then after sometimes you just feel like the room kind of turns on them, and they're like, do you know he accomplished more than you, or he's living a better life than you.
yeah,
So that's why it doesn't happen often. And then most of the guys I think are like I've been speaking to lately are still part of like I would say the higher leagues in the way
yeah,
that there's more respect around it, and it's more like, okay, what's the end goal, what's the vision, can we actually work it out together? And there's been some level of nastiness I've seen in New York, but that's more like from hedge fund guys, and it's a bit more normal for the environment. It's just not like normal businesses.
yeah,
It's specific, and it's more aggressive because that was the culture.
yeah,
And I think that's where you have confidence that kind of becomes arrogance, because finance is very simple. It's either your stock goes up, your stock goes down, you're either right or you're wrong. But like lots of the guys, they make themselves look like they've always get it right. And I'm like, well, if you get it always right, you'd be like
you wouldn't
up
be
X.
here.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
you wouldn't be here.
they would be there, but they would be at a much higher level. See?
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
maybe they wouldn't be there
yeah,
talking to you
exactly.
right
Yeah,
now. You'd be
yeah.
like now on your
No, but I mean,
120
some
meter
of them,
yacht.
yeah, I mean, some of them do have it, but it's just like they still talk it in inflated terms.
Yeah,
Whereas you have the same guys that actually have made more, they're on that same yacht, but for them, it's just like, yeah, I got lucky at times, and there were sometimes I was less lucky. Like if you think about Warren Buffett, I haven't spoken to him, but every time I hear his conversation, the guy is like, yeah, we try to make the best decisions, and sometimes it went well, sometimes it didn't go as well.
yeah. Overall, it went
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And that's why what I've realized is most of the guys at the higher level are like that. They're just like, yeah, we did what we thought was best. It worked out. Some other times it didn't work out, and it's normal. It's part of the process. And now we think that this is going to happen, and that's why we've positioned ourselves like this. Do we know it's going to happen? Absolutely not. It's just from what we believe. And I think there is that, what they say, when you begin something, you know absolutely nothing. And then when you start getting a grip of it, your confidence goes high until that whatever you're trying to master comes and reminds you that you know nothing. And then you have this other like confidence that goes down, but that's where real knowledge and skill goes up, because now you understand all the
Yeah.
things you do not know, and you gain appreciation, and that's where your skills slowly rise up. So I think it's the same in sports or in the boardroom.
In sports, the lower you play, the more trash talkers you have, the more parents you have, and coaches that are really like, you think to yourself, what's wrong with you guys? Because if you win a slam, like the guys winning a slam, they're confident but they're humble because they know, okay, I won a slam, but it could have been anyone else, or maybe I'll never win a slam again. It's like it's there, you appreciate it, but you also understand like so many things have to fall in place, and there was skill, there was luck, there was everything, hard work. It didn't just like happen like that, and maybe it'll never happen. And the lower you go, you have all those like guys that think they're gonna be superstars, or they are superstars, or they're the most famous player in their local club, and they talk trash, and when they miss a shot, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so bad. Why did I do this?" Then someone makes a great shot. Oh, you're so lucky. It is funny, like the lower you go, in tennis terms, the worse the players get and the people. It's
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
I think in most places it's like that, because at the end of the day, you have guys that don't have lots of skill, or that don't differentiate themselves via skill. So they kind of are probably betting on daily mood. So when you are weighing on that, the only thing you can do to get someone in a bad mood is kind of trash talk and do those types of
And they're
things.
proud of it.
Yeah,
I
they have,
hear
I'm sure,
I
yeah.
have lots of guys that say like our league is about trash talking. We don't know how to play, but we can trash talk, and we try to win matches with that. I'm like, that must be exhausting.
Sounds amazing too as entertainment.
Well, college tennis to me, most fun events ever. Like I would rather watch any college match over a medium semis at an ATP 500,
Yeah.
because the amount of trash talking that's happening, that the amount of like pushing and pulling and like cheating and trying to cheat and like all those nasty tricks and stuff like that is insane. Like they would cough and sneeze during like shots. They would be like screaming something at you. They would calling you names. Incredible,
I, I,
incredible fun.
I remember attending some of the University of Miami women's tennis games.
And
I can't remember them being dirty in any way. So like,
women, I don't know. I've never seen.
I mean the guys.
Guys,
Guys.
terrible. Like I've seen a couple. Gosh, like, and they would scream, "Come on!" and like so obnoxiously loud. It was insane. I was like, I'm like, it's it's different. It's it's very different. And if people have never seen it, they should see it. And then they should go to like another ATP tournament where everything's kind of like so polite and calm and like almost quiet. It's like Davis Cup atmosphere, but like in trashier, maybe,
Yeah.
I guess.
But I think it's good to go through those stages, because it helps you build like personality and defense against those type of things. And you have to go, it's like, you know what Tim Grover said, Michael Jordan's coach?
Yeah.
He said before being able to play with the elephants, you have to go by the pigs first.
Yeah, we do the same, but we just go to actually bad tournaments in bad places and stay at bad hotels, play in bad
But
tennis
yeah.
courts, and have bad tennis balls and all that. The trash talking is not like in college. Like that's a whole different level. For some reason, like compared to that, like it still is the white sport, like where it's kind of like okay and
yeah.
reserved, and people. You still have crazy players every once in a while. Like back in the day, I mean, there were like we had more trash talkers back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, the most recent one. Oh, who's the most recent one? I can't think. I mean, though I played against one guy. I don't want to say he was a trash talker, but he did use plenty of different tricks, I guess. He was very skillful at annoying the opponent and making sure he plays a bit worse, so that he himself plays a bit better.
Yeah.
And his name was Stepanek.
Okay.
Have you heard of him, Radek
No.
Stepanek? He's from
Oh,
Czech.
yeah, no, I did it.
Yeah, from Czech.
I remember, yeah.
Great player, and he wasn't like aggressive towards you, but like his celebration sometimes, if you saw it, you'd be like, oh my God, like you'd be like, then he would do different things, and And I played him once, and I won in 3 sets. And then he said something to me, and I said something back, and then that was it. Then we were quiet. But then before the match and after the match, we were fine. And then there were other guys like Nick Kyrgios, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a trash talker, but he brings a lot of heat to the
Heat,
table.
yeah, yeah.
Like he
But
does say
I
things.
think heat is acceptable in a way. Like it builds rivalries.
You like it?
I'll say this: I don't trash talk much. I've never trash talked, but I'll go into action. Like I remember basketball, like when you're going to box out for a rebound or something, there can be an elbow that flies into a sternum somewhere. Or football, when you're running a route and you pass the guy, a little elbow that goes back in the kidney. It's like it's going to happen.
I was never like that.
And I think heat always, and depending on who it is, because
Do we need
sometimes
more heat in tennis?
that's why tennis is such a non-confrontational sport, that it's tough to integrate it in a acceptable way. Whereas like basketball and football, you have those head-on collisions
hockey.
or like you have physics. Yeah, exactly. That's even yeah, that's the most acceptable.
Ice hockey is just part of the culture. But in tennis, some people say like, oh, the players are too friendly now. I'm like, yes and no, but how do you want to be unfriendly? Like, what do you want to call the other guy names? Like, because you're gonna see. So, just an example, like you're there with your family, like you play in the semis or finals, doesn't matter. Like you have 20 people with you, like maybe your wife, your kids, your parents, like, and then there's the other guy, and he also brought his family, and like your families are like they're okay with each other, and then on court, what you're gonna call him names? You're gonna call like. Why?
Yeah.
Like I don't need it. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's necessary, because it's just like, why would you need that friction? Again, it's like you're causing stress. Like why would you want to do that? Because off the court, there's kids, there's wives, there's parents. Like, and some guys like, oh, this is the sport nowadays. It's too friendly. Oh, it's too wide. Like too whatever. I'm not wide in the sense of too plain.
But that's tennis. That's tennis. I think in other sports, because like if I look at the notes from our producer Mario. He wrote the role of swagger in sports and business. Swagger was invented by the University of Miami back then.
Was it?
Yeah, it was, and it was the way of just coming out, winning games. That was swagger, and then it was defined in different ways of like being cool and acting a certain way. But the original definition was just coming and winning games and doing it on your terms, your way. And
when was it invented?
I think it was the late 80s, 90s. Jimmy Johnson used.
Wait, but the word swagger didn't exist before that, or it was just?
I think it didn't have the same definition, and then Miami kind of made it like the cool winning type thing. You're cool type thing. So when I look back at that, the more friction you have in those sports, and the more you can kind of win confidently or make things seem like they're closer calls or bigger battles. It builds the story around it, and it builds all the aura around it.
Yeah, but you have the team. Then they go back to their city. You stay in your city. I understand that.
That's what I'm saying. Tennis. It's like, how do you get to translate that?
I think Roger. If anyone, Roger had that. Like he was winning in a very, very confident way, and like his style. Like he wasn't like cocky kind of way.
But even I would argue the Nadals would have the same thing, where they'll just come in and crush you, and then suddenly
but
it's like
swagger
the endurance.
to me is a bit like you're like
doing it effortlessly.
Like, cocky. You're kind of like nonchalant about it. Like you're. Rafa was still
full effort. You could see full effort.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Roger was really like
like a
sometimes
like a fairy coming in and just
he wouldn't sweat. He would just he would make you feel like, boy, what are you doing? You know? Without saying it. So if I would have to use the word swagger, it would probably be Roger. And before that, I don't know.
I think Roger's like the main guy.
I don't know if he wants to be the one with swagger, but
I mean the equivalent.
I'll ask him next time. But he did
talk
have
about grace,
effortless grace and class. Yeah, that was definitely him.
No, pretty cool. No, but it just that's why I think overall, we've talked in previous episode about a new tour and everything.
Yeah.
Tennis is a tough one to translate because they're trying to be such a classy sport at the same. You have no direct confrontation. So finding those things where you
It's
can
still
add
a
friction.
one-on-one, but no confrontation.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So,
only sport.
so yeah, is it? Yeah,
Well,
other
except
racket
table
sports.
tennis.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think table tennis you can still officially, like, you have a corner, you can go talk to the coach or something. No.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Badminton maybe, like, but from the bigger sport, like
That's it.
boxing, but you still have your corner, you can
Yeah.
talk to your coach. But
But yeah,
tennis,
but boxing is like you can actually build up.
and
You can go head to head.
yeah,
It's accepted.
yeah,
Like if today suddenly you put head to heads or whatever,
no,
it reminds me of the F1 driver intro in Las Vegas. They brought the UFC guy, and he was introducing them, and all the drivers are like not even buying into that. Not even head to head. They're just like he's saying their name like in a boxing way, like with the whole build up, and
Yeah,
they're just like cool and just walk.
yeah. He's like, okay, great.
Cool. But anyways,
Do you think tennis? You can change something in tennis. What would you? Okay, what would you change in tennis to make it more, to make it pop more, to make it more interesting, more swaggery? I don't know, whatever.
I think just maybe more crowd interactions, in the sense that the crowd, I would say, like in every other sport, the crowd can say anything whenever they want.
Tennis?
Most of the time.
Oh, not
Tennis
really.
is like silence, right?
Or golf too.
Yeah, golf too. But I think here tennis, golf, I understand it's one shot and you have to focus on that shot. Tennis, like there's a bit more frequency,
Yeah, it's
right?
way
like
harder. It's more
exchanges and
shots.
everything. Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, like
All the golf is gonna kill
you
me
can
now.
have like a massive rally, right? And
Yeah.
it's normal to have rallies. It's not like it's a one shot and you need to focus for that one shot fully. So I don't think anything would work other than making the crowd be able to interact at any time, and also just the athlete, if he wants to fire up the crowd and say something to them midpoint, he shouldn't get fined. I think that's the only time.
Midpoint, no chance.
But that's why.
In
Imagine
between points.
like a Steph Curry that shoots a 3-point and then looks at everyone. It's like here, if he puts a massive backhand and it's going into that far corner, and he turns around and starts talking, and then comes
but
back.
You don't have enough time for that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you get to that level, if you have that, that's why it's like suddenly like
Or
that.
that's Nick Kyrgios almost. He's the
Yeah, but he
closest one.
couldn't. I mean, he couldn't do it, like consistently.
Or he wasn't top 10 really.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like I think if you suddenly open that in 5-10 years, you're gonna have guys having those type of things. But then again, that comes to the point of where does confidence end and arrogance begins. So overall, where would you put that?
Oh, that's so hard
It's a
to
thin line,
describe.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I think arrogance is when you point out the obvious.
Really? Because let's say you have lots of people that are not super smart today, so sometimes you have to repeat yourself. Maybe do you mean like in an obnoxious way?
No, but arrogance. What's arrogance? Is that arrogance is when you are good at what you do and you're very arrogant about it, or is arrogance also when you're actually mediocre and you're arrogant for no reason?
I think arrogance would be a bit of both, in the sense where, let's say if you're in sports, it's where you're not a good sport about when you win, when you lose, it doesn't matter, but it's just when you like have a bad attitude around certain things that would take away from the event, from your adversary or from yourself, in the sense that,
Okay, my example.
Go ahead.
You won a slam.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you won a slam last week. You show up next tournament. You have I won a slam on my on every single t-shirts of yours. You know what I mean? Like that's
I
That's
wouldn't say that's arrogance. I mean that could be technically that could be a great side business if that T-shirt is cool and it's
I
sold.
know, but it's like it's like
But
when you
Now, I
go
would say
too much.
But
like
if it's too much, but that's also I think leads to insecurity in a way. It just shows you're an insecure guy because you've won once and you don't know how many times you're going to win it. But I would say arrogance comes from when you become very dismissive about standards. So let's say my background from Sri Lanka
When
is
you
like,
disrespect others?
yeah, exactly. When you're
Oh,
more
you think
disrespectful,
you think
you
you
think you're
are
better. Yeah, but
that's
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
okay, so that once is the showing and the other one's the behaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
because like in Sri Lanka, everyone is very, they don't show anything. So
yeah,
just living in Monaco is almost arrogant for some people. Or just me buying a nice car, nice
I
watch,
agree.
whatever.
You're
It's
so
like,
arrogant.
okay, exactly.
I totally agree.
And so like sometimes I have this l- like lunatic conversations where I'm like, I'm not being arrogant. I'm just sharing something, not an object, but like if someone asks me a question and I, share that like on the podcast or whatever, they're like, oh no, you're arrogant. Like you're showing what you're knowing. And I'm like, what? Like, how is it arrogant? You're like, we're getting asked questions, we're answering. It's like it's unwarranted um, displays
Yeah.
of whatever
Yeah.
knowledge, materials.
Yeah.
I would say that's more arrogance.
Okay. No, when you're better than others, that's like when you think you're entitled to just
Entitled as
because
well. Yeah.
that I don't like that.
Yeah.
And also when you're stupid, meaning you're not good and you present yourself as if you're God, literally. Like that's the silly, stupid arrogance of people that are actually not very good.
Yeah.
And then there's the one that like, okay, they're good, they're really rubbing it in your face.
Yeah.
You know, like with like little things, like just really, they're really trying to show you like what they've accomplished on a daily basis, like nonstop. That's what I struggle with. But in tennis, that doesn't really happen too often.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because you won this week and you lose next week most of the time. So like your arrogance lasts for like what, a couple days. There's very few, like even the top guys, the maximum they won in a single season was like 10, 11 tournaments, and they still played close to 20.
Yeah.
So they won half of the tournaments.
Yeah.
That's one of the best seasons. And if they win 4 to 6, 4 to 7, it's still good, but that's sometimes a third.
Yeah.
Meaning by statistics, okay, how often do you win 2 tournaments in a row? That doesn't happen very often. Okay, it happens every once in a while, but still. So, okay, you're arrogant. That's fine. You're just a target next week for the next guy that's playing you. So you have to be careful with that.
Yeah. No, but I think also culturally, people have different tolerances for arrogance, and that's why it's also interesting with tennis, because if you have guys from completely different parts of the world where you have different thresholds, it's like maybe one will see, because like when you look at the Americans right now, play all the new guys, there are certain things where you can just see for them it's normal, they're kind of confident, and I understand American culture.
Yeah.
But I can imagine them playing against some other country, other continent.
Yeah.
And it'll be seen like, okay, that guy's arrogant.
Well, if we talk about being unspoken and stuff, like a Japanese playing an American, like on paper, super reserved, super quiet.
But just like when was it? It was, I think, last year, the Ben Shelton move, where he just like, he was
hanging
on the
up
phone.
the phone. No, that was a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you look at it from an American point of view, you're just like, he's hanging up the phone. It's cool. That's the type of thing you want to see. And then when he gets beat, then Novak does it. And then it's like, okay, here you go. Go to your corner. We've got enough of you. So I think I think that's the thing tennis needs, those type of little interactions. But Novak is one of the best of all time, no doubts about it. But you can see there's probably some type of offense taken if he's doing that move, unless he believes it was just great for the story as well.
Novak is a funny one because sometimes he picks up on those things. You know, like someone celebrated a certain way, then he plays them 2 days later. He picks up on that stuff. Rafa, I don't think he would ever do it. Like he wouldn't care at all. Yeah. Roger, I don't know. He would maybe notice, but he would just be like, he'd be above it. Yeah, you just whatever. It's funny how some people react to it, and fans, same thing. Like you should almost behave differently at different stages. Like at the U.S. Open in New York, you should be more open. Wimbledon, center court, no need maybe. So it really depends where you play, how you play it, and but overall confidence, I think that kind of goes well with also the atmosphere and the topics we had before. It has something to do with who you are and how you feel,
100%.
how you feel as a human being. Like if we always say like the smallest dogs always bark the loudest or the most, and the big dogs are just very quiet. It's a little bit the same with humans. You know, confidence is great. arrogance. There's a fine line, but if you can master it, also sponsors appreciate it. They
Yeah.
love confident athletes or ambassadors, but they don't like arrogant people.
True.
So and you see it a lot with different athletes, soccer, tennis. You see with the sponsors because there's a certain image that goes with them. And like I said, it's a fine line. It's not always easy to walk
Yeah.
on the right side of it. And I caught myself, you win a great match. Next morning, you wake up, you feel a few inches taller. All of a sudden, your shoulders are a bit, broader, and you wonder if you're gonna fit through the door frame. So, and then luckily, you have your family,
Yeah.
you have your partner, whoever is like,
Keep you
listen,
grounded. Yeah.
calm down. Like you're still the same guy. Like don't worry, wait a couple days, you're gonna lose, and then everything's gonna go back to normal. So you need those people too.
Yeah. No, but that's why I think it's very interesting also, like how you surround yourself in those moments. And then coming back also to the relationship episode, like just picking the people that can ground you. Also,
Is needed.
yeah, and also picking people that, how high do they go when good things happen? Not only how low do they go when bad things happen.
Yeah.
That says a lot about someone.
Dad's always said, I don't want to have someone next to me that I have to calm down when we're all nervous.
Yeah.
And I don't have to have someone next to me that I have to calm down when things are too well, because then I'm like, oh my God, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
So, you guys need to help me, not vice versa.
Mm.
But let's see. Let's see where it's going to take us.
Any other wise words on confidence?
No, not for me, I think. I'm out of wise words. You?
Maybe, let's say some takeaways for the people at home watching on how to be more confident. I think it's leaning into being yourself, understanding yourself well.
Yeah. Accepting
yourself and accepting outside people, conditions, environment. I think also it comes down to understanding that every good thing and bad thing has an end.
That's something important, yeah.
And it's something you should never be scared of, because being confident attracts lots of great things. And it's not because you're shy, it's not because you feel you're not the part or you don't feel you're the right person that you should shy away from those opportunities. I think you should always just rise to any opportunity and put yourself in those uncomfortable situations until uncomfortable situations become comfortable.
It might sound a little cliche, but I think everyone is unique and everyone has like his strong, sides. And I think understanding what you're good at, really understanding and embracing it. And just the other thing is setting up situations where you can be in those moments where you feel comfortable. If you're not good at something, there's ways to avoid it and say, okay, or practice it and learn how to become better. Yeah. So if I'm not good at making music, actually I'm not gonna make music. That's fine. I'm not gonna sing. If I really wanted to, then I would actually practice, work hard, and there is no such thing as like, oh, I'm just gonna now be confident and like, I have a bad voice, I'm not gonna sing karaoke. That's it. Yeah. It doesn't matter how much confidence I have. Sometimes being self-aware helps a lot, and I think that's also most important.
But then again, if you want to sing karaoke and you're confident, go ahead, do it.
Go ahead, but then
don't expect an audience.
Exactly. don't expect everyone to be like, this is the best thing ever. It's fine. You're bad. It's okay. Accept it. What's the $1 million question?
The $1 million question is, when was the last time you faked confidence, and did it work?
I don't remember. Or sometimes, I think when we pitch a product, when we pitch, because we work with a lot of companies and we have a lot of different projects. So sometimes when you pitch and you're like, okay, this is maybe not going the right direction, but you still have to do it. You still have to make it. You still have to find ways. So then sometimes you have to maybe a little bit, like you have to fake it. So did it work? I don't know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just go with the flow and like you start off poorly and all of a sudden like you you get the turn, and then you're like, okay, now I'm on the right track, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay. But the worst thing is when you start off poorly, also in the match, when you start off poorly, you can't give up.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. You can't give up. You?
Fake confidence, I cannot remember. So
of course,
my mindset.
No regrets. No fake
no.
confidence.
No, but it's more like it's because it's not fake confidence. It's like when I think about products or companies, it's like if I'm in them or I'm backing them, it's because I believe in a set of strengths they have, and I know the confidence comes from that. So I'm confident that those work, and then take it or leave it. I'm not going to fight to convince you that this is the number one in the world. I'm just saying like this is great given the rest I've seen, or whatever ecosystem it is in. So that's why I can't say it's faked. It's more like there is an anchor there that I base myself on that is not dependent on me. So I just need to show up. It's like it doesn't matter if I'm confident or not. I know the product is good or the company is good or whatever is good. So I just rely on that.
But what if you're pitching something, the product is good, but they don't want it, or they don't need it?
That's part of the process.
And then don't you have to like?
No, I'm not like. I mean, I think the best guys never feel that way. They just know it's a numbers game at the end of the day.
Okay.
More people are not going to like it than people are going to like it.
Well, you need only one person to like something, and then to
and to make it move to the next thing. And then I would say as an individual, it's kind of the same thing. It's just like I know my strengths and weaknesses, and I'm comfortable with
paddle?
both. Yeah, I have played.
You want to play?
If you want, we can.
Let's play. I want to see if you'll be confident or not. If you're gonna fake the confidence or not.
No, but that's why it's like I'm confident failing, and I'm confident winning as well. It's like
basically you look good failing, and you look good winning. Okay, easy. We got this.
Yeah, I think and also the other thing is, whatever task you're going into, let's say if it's paddle, I'm just going to think, okay, what would the best paddle player in the world do? So you kind of have this emulation or like copy, and just like try to think in those terms and then make it full exercise. And I'm so busy on that exercise that I forget about confidence, and I'm just doing stuff.
And I'd love to see you play. I've never seen you play sports.
And whether it's a speaker or it's whatever activity, I'll just think about it in those terms. Like, who's the best guy for this that I know of? And how can I copy them to help me achieve whatever goal I need to achieve right now? So the confidence goes out the window because I'm just like, okay, what's the best thing I can do? And I'm actively thinking.
So you're doing.
Yeah. More focused, I would say.
Yeah. All right. We'll find out how you play paddle.
Let's do paddle.
Right.
Well, you've seen me play tennis with your kid, right? Once on the beach.
Played? Have you?
Yeah. Mischa was super active that day, and I took the racket, and then you were saying I have an aggressive forehand.
I can't remember that. When was that? Recently?
It's like a few
months ago?
A few months ago, or maybe a year ago.
Oh my God.
Maybe end of last summer.
How can I not remember that? We need to do it again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, we need to do it again.
Well, right. On that note,
off to play some tennis.
Off to play some paddle. Thank you for listening to Courtside Capital, and we'll see you soon.